Welcome back, folks. Honda Snowblower enthusiast and Facebook and YouTube. Hi, this is Anthony. Happy 4th of July weekend. Please stay safe and have a good time. A lot of people have been asking me, when I show these pictures on the Facebook group, how do you refurbish your buckets? So I'm going to show you really quick here what I do to try to refurbish a bucket. All right, here we go. Now here's a bucket that I took off of a 828. The first thing I did was I removed the impeller bearing, which was toast. So I threw it away. So I'm going to put a new bearing in there. The bottom was really bad. It was all curled up. And that took quite a while to try to straighten up. You can see it's not perfect, but I'll be able to get a new housing guard in there. And I use clamps and locking pliers and hammers. What do you call it? A rubber mallet. These were banged in. The sides were banged in, so I banged them back out with a rubber mallet. Okay. It was all banged in on the top here. It was all pushed down. I don't know if you can see. I had to do some welding on each side. What I use is I use a locking plier to bring the metal back together so I can put a couple welds on each side. Then I use these welding clamps to straighten this top out. You can see it's still it still has a couple little dents that I'm going to have to straighten out. But I use one of these when it's pushed down to try to get it, close to normal again. So that's what I do. And then on the sides, you can see up here, all this is going to have to be grounded. I'm going to take a flap disc on a grinder like this. I'm going to start with a 60 grit and then move up to a 120 or 240, and then I'll go down to a 320 to polish it off. So I can make it, this is prepping it for paint. These decals are not too bad. There's got a couple scratches. I'll use some painter's tape and tape the decals off. And I like to use this Rustoleum 2-time paint and primer. This is Colonial Red gloss, and sometimes I use Colonial Red satin. There's all kinds of paints you can use. Honda makes its own paint. You can do other colors if you want. What I like about these, this goes on really thick. You don't have to use, gray primer. You can if you want to, but since I started using these 2-time paint and primers, it's a one-shot deal. I'll put 2 or 3 coats, sometimes 4 coats on it to make it look like brand new again. And that's pretty much how I do it, I used to powder coat a lot of the buckets, but the powder coat shop moved away. So I do a lot of painting now. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it, when you compare new prices, okay? If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Visit our Facebook group, Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts. Please like and subscribe if this video was helpful. And we'll see you next time. Have a happy 4th. Bye.